In this video, I'm going to show you how to take these Dollar Tree little Christmas trees and turn them into a snowflake wreath, which is awesome, full-size snowflake wreath. And I'm going to show you how to make a big, beautiful bow. And I'm going to show you how to cheat and make it even more beautiful with less work. So my name is Cam, welcome to Farmhouse Craftaholics. And if you're watching me now, like I say, you are enjoying the live video if you see the red button up here. If you don't see the red button, you're in the replay, which is the rerun. All right, I'm going to be taking these Dollar Tree Christmas trees and I'm going to be using 6 of them to turn into a wreath, which is why I'm so far back. Normally I'm up closer to you, right? Hey there, hi, Tanya, Christy, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Now let me just get everything going on my desktop so I can actually see this stuff you guys say, because on that little tiny phone way over there, it's even further away now, it's hard for me. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so comments. We are, looks like we are golden. Here's hoping. So, all right, guys, whatever. I'm going to do the best I can. Sometimes I can see the comments, sometimes I can't. I can see them right now. Carol, hi, good morning. Glasses. Brenda, Sandra, Kathy, welcome, welcome. So this is these Dollar Tree Christmas trees. They are out now. Get them in green or white. Either one works. I'm doing this because one of my craft club members has a bunch in white. She wanted to know what she could do with them. I've seen the white ones out recently too. So you can do this with the white ones and they look awesome. They look probably even better than this, okay? So I'm gonna take these 6 of these. I've got a pair of pliers, right? There's a reason for that. I've got wire, green, silver, whatever. You can use zip ties, you can use pipe cleaners. Hello, Jacksonville. I've got some hot glue at the ready. We're ready to rock and roll. Oh, and of course I have some ribbon, right, for the bow. I'm going to show you how to make a big, beautiful bow, and I'm going to show you how to cheat and make it even more beautiful. So let's see now. Good morning from Jacksonville. I'm just trying to see if my laptop, it doesn't like to show me my comments. So, oh well, I can see them on here, so we're good. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to take a bunch of these out of here. And as you get these, they come like this. They have, I'm just going to toss that this, and they have these to make the stand. You don't need these, and you don't need this, but it pulls right off, just like that. Okay, perfect. So we're going to do that to all of them. And like I say, this is live, so this is why I have to do it to all of them. I can't speed it up. Hey, live is where I get a chance to hang out with you guys, right? Which is what I love to do. It's my favorite thing on Facebook, to be honest. Diana, how are you, girlie? So, Gail. So these, like I said, they all come with those stands. Hang on to them for later, but for now, we're not going to need them, okay? So just pull those right off. Save the boxes for something else, right? You know me, I like to use what I have, so you'll see that. There we go. So we'll save these for someday. I'll figure out what to do with all of those. Good morning, Sarah. Finally able to catch you live. You know what? I go when the mood strikes me, guys, when I'm inspired, honestly. Except on Thursday mornings. I'm trying to make Thursday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern a regular thing, so you can at least catch me then. You'll know. And I have a goal. So here's what I want you to do for me, ladies. When you watch this video, if you think it's really good, I want you to send it along to a couple other crafters you know, all right? Because I want to build my page. I'm at 77,000. I'm trying to crack 100,000 by Christmas. I think I can do it with your help, right? So if you send it along to a few people that you think, oh, they would really like that, and they start to follow me, that helps me a lot. So I appreciate it if you would help me try and hit that target by Christmas, maybe sooner. I've seen it, I've seen it go crazy when a video goes viral. I've added 20, 30,000 people to my page, so. All right, so you're going to pull these trees apart, and I want you to keep it flat on one side. Again, I'm going to have to do it for all of them, so we just pull these branches apart, but we don't go all the way down. We're just going to do like this, all right? This is going to be one side of them, and you can put that right up if you like. See that? So this is going to be one of the 6 sides of the snowflake, and you just play with it. Now, what I want you to do is pick a side that's going to be the top, right? So I'm going to lay everything on the table in front of you. That's why I'm so far back, so you can see all of it. And I want you to take your pliers. This is something I haven't seen other people do, but I think it's going to make it easier. I'm going to take your pliers and flatten this. Can you see? I'm going to bring this up close. So see, I'm just grabbing my pliers and flattening that. Let's see if I can show you. See, it's pretty easy. You share my page all the time. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. And yeah, tons of bows on there. I'm just going to flatten this up to that big joint. See that? Just up to there. And it doesn't have to be super flat, but let me show you the difference between the two of them now. So that's round and that one's flat, right? Can you see that? It's not a huge difference, but I think it's going to make it easier to put things together instead of dealing with round edge. So pair of basic pliers, guys. I'm pretty sure you have them in your stash or your husband's stash. So pick one side, top, and then just flatten all these out. Right up to that big nubby point. Okay? And I think it's going to make this easier to work. So you can see me here. Just work your way up. This was, I've done a few things with these trees where you've had to put them together. And this is always the hardest part. And I thought, well, what can I do to make that easier? Because that's my jam. What can I do to make that easier? What can I do to make that simpler? That is where I shine. So I'm going to make it simpler by making them flat so they'll fit together easier. That is the theory, guys. I've never done it before, so we're going to find out all together. I also like to do that. I love to experiment, right, with crafts, which is why I do so much of it, because I like to see what will happen if I try this, what will happen if I try that. That is so much fun for me. All right. So Hindi, one of the girls in my craft club, asked, like I said, she asked me, so Hindi, this is for you, about how to do something with the white snowflake, or the white tree she got at the Dollar Tree. So you can get them in green and you can get them in white. The green tend to be harder to come by. Often when the green are gone, which is pretty fast, the white are still available. And this is really good for that. All right, so I put that aside for now. Now here's the plan. Okay, I'm going to just take two at a time. I'm going to spread them out. That's what God made laps for, right? I'm going to spread them out like this so that they both have that look like they're the side of the snowflake. I'm going to move this over here for a minute. I want them to go together like this. Now see why I flatten them? I think it's going to make it easier to actually put them together. Okay? Like this. I'm going to squeeze them together as much as I can. All right? And then I'll put a little hot glue in there and then I'm going to wire it. So I'm going to make, I've got this wire from Michael's. It's floral wire. You pick it up where they have all the wreath stuff, right? It's very thin silver. Comes in green too, right? Always comes on a spool. That's also from Michael's, but I don't have enough green. And you know what? It's not going to show anyway, right? By the time I'm done with it. So we're going to snug these up together. I'm going to go a little bit past, I mean, you can go all the way up here if you want, right? Put them right together, or you can put them here, but that's going to make a joint that's harder to control. So, hey Lucretia, how are ya? So I'm going to put them closer together, and you can bend this a little bit. You got a little bit of flexibility there. Not too much, it'll break, right? But I think having it flattened is going to help me. So I'm going to try and squeeze them together like that. See that? And then I'm going to just drop some glue in there for now. So I've got this, in case I get glue all over the table. Let me pull this back here. I like to craft up here, but you guys can't see that. It's better if I craft close to me, right? Which is not my natural habitat. So. All right, so I'm going to put, I have this is just a silicone mat. And I'm just going to hold that for a second. My glue gun just, that may or may not hold. There we go. This is only for a minute until I can get the wire on there. Hello Jackie, how are you? So I'm making a snowflake wreath, which can be made with the white or green Dollar Tree Christmas trees. They're all sad little Christmas trees. There's so much you can do with them though. So buy them when you can get them. I bought 24 this year because I couldn't get them at all last year. I've been wanting to do this project since last year, but I didn't have the trees, right? And I can't order them online in Canada, right? So, all right, and then we're going to take some wire. You're going to need your cutters like this. Okay, you can use a pipe cleaner. I'm going to go underneath and I'm just going to start to wrap this around. Watch that hot glue. I'm not even sure you actually need the hot glue, guys, but you just want to make sure this is nice and tight. Yeah, see, you know what? Making them flat really does help the stability of them, okay? So I'm gonna actually use some more wire. You can use as much as you want, right? Go crazy, because this part's gonna hold it all together. And you need the wire, not just the hot glue, because if this is going outside in our Canadian weather, the hot glue is not gonna hold up. It's gonna freeze and crack, and then your whole thing's gonna fall apart, right? Which, that would be sad if you did all that work. All right, so there we have. See why I'm so far back? So you can see this now, okay? And we're gonna have, there we go. Now I have to do this 2 more times, right? So put this guy aside, and we'll just keep talking while, so. I have flattened these out. I'm gonna try one without the hot glue and see if it makes a difference, okay? Because that's what I like to do. I love to try it and see. I wanna find out. I wanna know so you will know, so you don't have to figure it out for yourself in the middle of the project, right? So you just go, well, Kim did this, and then she tried that, and that worked better. So, yeah. So I think flattening it out is the way to go, right? And then trying to get the fat ends up next to each other. I think that's going to be good, right? So there we go. I just want to see. Which side I like better for the top. All right. So I'm going to put these closer together. I'm just going to try the wire and we'll see. And if that doesn't work, I will grab me some hot glue and go back in there and try it again. All right. Now the hot glue might be just enough hold that you can get these put together. But I think if you're careful, can probably do it too. Just, you need like 3 hands. But that's crafting, right? I always said when I became a mother, it would have been good to come with an extra arm, like you grew an extra arm when you got pregnant, extra hand. It would have really come in handy with all those kids. Didn't get one, but I figured out ways. I hope you did too. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to now wire it up as much as you want, because you want it to be stable, right? So I'm actually going to wire it into the tree a bit there. Oh, you get out of the way. I don't think I'm going to need the hot glue gun here. All right. Yep, see, that's pretty good. Look at that. That's pretty good. It's holding pretty well, right? So, if you want to do more, we're going to do more when we put them all together too. So we have, I'm going to say, which side do I want to be the top? You just have to figure that, right? Which one is going to be the top part? All right, so we've got 2 then. Let's do the last one. I don't think we need the hot glue, to be completely honest, but you do you, right? So we'll figure out which side is top. So how y'all been doing today? I know my husband said to me, your background's starting to look very Christmassy. I was like, yep. When you're a Facebook, like a, you know, what do you call it? A creative content creator? That's the word. Content creator on Facebook, YouTube, that kind of thing. You need to be ahead of the crowd. So you guys all want to learn how to craft something, so I have to show you way ahead so you can make sure you buy these trees when you see them, you don't miss out. Because it's sad if I was just to do this like the week before Christmas and you couldn't even get the trees, right? That would be no good. No bueno, as they say. Or, how do you say no good in French? I can't remember now. need to start working on my French again. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna, yeah, I like it right there. I think that's about as stable as I can get it. So I put a bunch in the middle, and then I'm going to wrap out on both sides too, okay? We'll try that one. I think that's going to work as well. This wire is not expensive. I suppose you could do this with zip ties, but it would take a lot, and me and zip ties don't get along all that well. I always flip them on the wrong way, and I'm trying to get my hands, you know, full with what I'm doing, and then I have to figure out how did I get that zip tie on backwards somehow. So, you know what? You do what you're most comfortable with, right? That's what we tend to revert to. It's pretty natural. I've been working with wire a lot longer, so I'm like, oh yeah, wire is easy. But you might not think so if you're always good with zip ties, right? You might think, that woman is crazy. And you know, it's probably true. I am a little bit. Who else would get on here and do this in front of hundreds of people without having tried it before? Oh, it's not true. I have done it before. I did it with my neighbor once. We made these a couple of years ago. And I had a big, at the time I was doing in-person parties. And so I had a big room that we could work in together on a giant table and all the supplies. It was great. It was a lot of fun. But that was pre-pandemic. And that changed my business model, as it did for most people, right? Okay. So we just spread these out. Can you see that? We're just spreading them out. All right. Here's what's going to get interesting. Now we want to take these and we want to cross them over like that. Now see, you don't want to do it on an X, right? You want to do it on a kind of a diagonal. And then you want to take your third one and put it right there. This is where it starts to get tricky, right? But I think we can bend these a bit. I think that we're going to have some flex here so that we can put these just a little, not too much. All right, so now I don't know if you can see it, but they're all centered in the middle there, right? I'm going to have to try and wire that while you watch, and this should be fun. So maybe hot glue might be the thing to do now. Okay, I've got the first two pieces. Let's put some hot glue so it kind of holds everything in one spot. All right, so see that? And then put that one there. I have to stand up, guys, sorry. I just can't craft sitting down sometimes because I have to see if this is even, right? There we go, and then put that one in there. So that might be just the ticket for enough hold, and then I can bend that down a bit, push it down. I'm going to hold on to that for a minute. Hopefully those metal will give a little and bend a bit without getting your hands in there. Okay, so it seems to be holding. I'm going to let it sit for a minute and chat with you guys while it sets up. So, what do you think so far, guys? Have I got your attention? Now remember, we're doing a big bow to go in the center here to cover up all the messy stuff, right? So don't you worry about that. I got you covered. But right now, I just want this to set up a little bit so that I can get my wire in there And if you have heavier wire than this, great. But like I say, you're going to cover this with a bow or with a snowflake or something. So whatever you do here is not that big a deal, okay? As long as you can see that it's going to be stable. So I'm going to have to wire this like crazy. So I'm going to squeeze these branches closed again so I can see better what I'm doing in here. Okay. All right. And we're going to go under and twist. And then I'm going to go this way, flip the whole thing over. You could go crazy with the hot glue on the E6000 here, okay? Twist. And just keep going back and forth until you feel it's very stable. I think I'm going to need a lot of wire here. All right. Oh, the green's a bit heavier, so I'm going to use the green. Wire comes in different, what they call gauges, which is heaviness, right? Or thickness, or, you know. So the green is a bit heavier than silver. Well, it depends on the gauge you buy, okay? But I didn't know that years ago. I thought all wire was just the same. But no, it comes in different sort of weights, right? Okay. So I'm going to go around here a few times. And I like the heavier wire. So if you have it, buy it. I'm going in between the other ones now. Just trying to get that center stable, right? Because that's the key to the whole thing, really. Can you see it starting to take shape here? All right? I mean, it's not perfect yet. That's okay. This is the ugly duckling stage. Every craft project passes through this stage, I promise you. Every art project where you're like, oh, I don't know. What have I done? I hate this. There you go. And I'm going to go this way this time. So you want to cross through all the different angles you can get here. Make sure it's nice and twisted, tight. And back we go, and I think I need, where do I need to go? I see it. I see it. There we go. It's a little tricky, you guys, but like I say, you're not going to be doing it in front of hundreds of people on Facebook, so take your time, right? Enjoy the process. Maybe invite a neighbor over. You guys can do yours. Okay. All right, so I've got the wire on there. It's pretty wired. I'm going to go back with the hot glue again. Like I say, the hot glue won't hold on its own. If you have E6000, feel free to add that in as well, right? Or any other type of glue. Hang on. So that it, if the hot glue lets go in your weather, hot or cold, hot it melts, cold it freezes. So I don't know why we ever use it. It's great for tacking things together. It really is, right? That's what it is. It's really good for tacking stuff together. I'm going to put this underneath so nothing gets on my mat. That's just a silicone mat, same as a baking mat. I bought this new glue gun. I don't like it that much. Right? I have this little cheesy, cheap old Dollar Tree glue gun. I adored that thing. It was perfect. This one looks nicer, but not as reliable as my faithful, trusty little blue thing. Funny, isn't it? Again, I think it's what we get used to. Okay? And this one is like, oh, I don't understand you. Why do you do this to me? All right, so we're gonna let that sit for a minute. The reason I put the silicone underneath is so it doesn't glue itself to the table in case the glue drips through, right? So it won't. And then I'm gonna flip this whole thing over. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now remember, we're gonna put a big bow or something here, so nobody's gonna see all of this work, all right? But again, you want it as stable as you can get it. There we go. I think we're in business. Okay. Awesome. All right. Let's get all you guys out of the way. So are we seeing it? So how it's starting to happen, right? See that? It's getting its shape. So now I'm gonna see if I have some zip ties handy. I do not. Zip ties would be good right now. Okay, once you've got it all like this, then go in with some zip ties and really tighten it up, and you'll have a really stable wreath. I am not going to do that right now because they're not in the room. They are. I'm reorganizing. I'm moving my craft room. This is the new craft room, and they are somewhere in the basement now, in a box, waiting for me to get the cupboards put in here so that I can put everything away. And I've been waiting for almost a month for IKEA to get the cupboards back that I want. So far, no luck. So I'm just, what are you gonna do? All right, anyway. So this is what it looks like. And then we pop these little branches out. Now you start playing with these and fluffing them out, okay? And you start to get that 3D shape. Can you see this? So you wanna keep the back flat, so you can move these up and to the side. And this is where it really starts to shine, right? So you can play with it if you like it all the way down, but just play with these branches until you get them. I like the little ones in the center to be kind of up a bit, to have it give it more sort of tree-like dimension, right? Because that's, important. So, and then you just play around with these, get them exactly where you want them. Like this. And like I said, I'm going to be showing you a bow in a minute to go in the center that you're going to love. It's easy, 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 right? So once you have this pretty much the way you like it, can you see the difference between this side and this side? This side's kind of flat. Yeah, you missed the very beginning. Where did I get the branches? Dollar Tree. They are Dollar Tree Christmas trees. So go back and watch the replay and you'll see, but these are just the 6 Dollar Tree Christmas trees, right? So we're in for like less than $7 right now plus the wire, right? We're gonna be under probably, I don't know, depending on your ribbon and your decorations, probably under $10 by the time we're done for a gorgeous, beautiful, unbelievably pretty wreath that you can decorate pretty much any way you want. Okay, so see why I had to move so far back so you can see the whole thing, because it's a fairly big project, right? For me, it's taking up like 2 feet, or what are we here? Yeah, 2 feet on my mat, right? So I will go back and answer questions after, guys. If I don't catch your question while I'm live, I always go back and watch the replay and go through the comments for a couple of days, and then I show the replay more times, so you don't miss anything good. Like I say, I've been wanting to do this project since last year on my page, but I just couldn't get the trees, right? And if I couldn't get the trees, well, that was no fun. All right, so now can you see what's happening here? See how it's starting to fill in and fluff up? So now if I was standing up, I'd be looking down and I could see better, right? But here's the thing. Look, take a photo. If you're having trouble, wondering if you've got it enough, just take a photo of it in the on your phone and take a look at the photo. You will be surprised at what you see or don't see, what you think you see and what you actually see on a photo, right? It's a great outfit tip too. If you're not sure about your outfit, take a photo of it, because we tend to imagine stuff and add sort of our ideas into the what we're doing. But when you take a photo of it and you look at the photo, it's a different perspective, right? And you suddenly see where the holes are, or, you know, because you get so sort of focused on your project when you're working on it that you can miss things, right? So there we go. And if you're a Facebook crafter, you can just do this and take a look and make sure everything looks good. All right, so see, it's starting to, can you see and it's gonna hang like this on my door, or like this on my front door, right? So, so you can pull these, make them straight. The wire works great, right? You just make them straight, fluff it up, play around, get the edges. This is the fun part, actually, for me, right? We're getting past the ugly duckling stage, and it's actually starting to take some shape, all right? So, and remind me at the end to tell you how you hang this thing, because it's not what you think. It's never what you think when it's with me. I like interesting things, guys. I like stuff that's maybe like, oh, I didn't think of it that way, but that's you know, I love that, you know. That's what I love, hacks. I love hacks for the same reason. Yeah, you made them last year. Yeah, I've made lots of things with these trees. They're like my go-to if I can get them. So when I saw them in my store a couple weeks ago, I grabbed 24 because, like I said, I couldn't even get them last year. Supply chain problems and stuff, I guess. And I was sad because I have so many ideas. Like, I've already done this one. I've done a flocked Christmas tree for my craft club. Now I'm doing this one. And I'm down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got about 8 left out of the 24 at this point, right? And we're only in October. But this was my big deal. This is what I really wanted to get done for you guys, right? Was the six tree wreath. Okay, so we got that. All right, so let's do the bow to put in the center. I'm going to use some red and black. And I don't know if you've seen me do these before. You probably have. I'm kind of known for my bows. All right, so I'm going to get some wire out and cut just a piece of wire, pipe cleaner, whatever, right? I keep pipe cleaners back here too. Now, the reason I use them is because I like these better than zip ties, because these can become like how you hang it, right? So you know what? I'm going to show it with the orange pipe cleaner so you can see. I could just use the wire, but you can't see that, right? But you'll be able to see this. That's more important right now, okay? And you won't be able to see it at the end, which is also important. So I'm going to take my ribbon, that's the word I'm looking for, and I'm going to wrap it in a circle. And I'm just going to, this is about, somebody's going to ask me, I know, about 6 inches around, right? Like, it looks like, if I flatten it out, it's about 7 inches, right? If you just flatten it. And I'm just going to keep going and keep going. Now, you can do this with single-sided ribbon, double-sided ribbon, whatever makes you happy, all right? I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to keep going. I want to wrap it about, 6 or 8 times, full wraps, like, all right? And you can just flatten it if you want, okay? And just go this way. What you want to make sure is that this is more than halfway. This end is more than halfway here. So I want to flatten it so that the end is more than halfway. So it'll get caught when I do what I'm going to do next. All right? Can you see this? So let me put that down there. Get that. So you don't even have to take it off. So there's the end right there. All right? And I'm just going to flatten it. We'll just keep going until I get a bunch of wraps. Like, so say it's 7 inches from here to here. Let's do 7 complete wraps. Maybe. Let's see what we got. All right, so from the center, each one is going to be, each wrap is going to be 2 sides. So center. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're just about there. 7, okay? And you want this end piece, can you see this? There was the center piece we started with. You want this end piece to cross over as well. All right, so there's the starting piece right there, and there's the ending piece right there, okay? So just put that down for now. You're good. All good. We're going to take 2 pieces, and I'm going to go about 2 pieces about 4 feet long, 3 feet long. Okay, let's go about 3 feet. So 2 3-foot pieces. Once I do this, you'll understand how to measure it. You don't have to use my measurements. It's just because people always ask me, how long was that piece? How wide was the ribbon? And I never think to say that. I'm just like, ribbon this long, you know. All right, so I've got 2 3-foot pieces. Right? I'm just going to find the center of those. So I'm just going to like basically figure out where the center is. All right, center of those, and fold it. So I can see the center on the, because it's wired ribbon, I can see where the center is, right? I'm going to do the same thing with this. Now remember, catch those ends, right? So I want to fold it in half so I can see where the center is on this as well. So I'm just marking the center basically. See that? I'm now in the center, right? There's a reason for that, okay? Make sure those ends are caught. Put these centers together, okay? I know. Now this is probably the trickiest part, all right? Grab your scissors, and I want you to, you can, hang on, if you want, just use a clothespin to hold it all together while you're working, right? But at the halfway mark that we marked, I want you to cut through about 1/3 of the way up all the ribbon, right? Through all the ribbon up to towards the center of it all right? But not like halfway across, just like 1/3, so you get this notch, all right? Do the same thing on the other side. That's why we have the clamp, all right? We're going through all the ribbon, right? The tails and everything. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just like it on the center part. About 1/3 of the way, right? So we have a notch on the other side too. This makes a huge difference in what we're going to do next. Now take your wire, right? Or your, whatever you got. I like wire, not necessarily zip tie, and I'm going to put it in each side, each of one of those notches, right? So through that notch and also through that notch. See that? So you can see that, right? All right. And then I'm going to flip the whole thing over. See the ends there? I'm just going to twist those closed. That notch helps. So just double twist this, all right? Double twist. Twist it. Twist and shake. Oh my gosh. All right, you can get rid of this clothespin, right? It's there to give you the extra set of hands we wish we had sometimes. All right, so you have this. This is what you're going to be able to use to hang your bow on whatever, on this, on a post, on a wherever, okay? So we've got that so far, and what we're going to do now is we're just going to start grabbing these layers, pull one out, and then get your fingers in there and twist, right? And then same thing, take the next one and go to the other side. So see, I'm just going to the other side, and then I'm going to give it a twist. These notches help it not be so full inside, okay? Then take this and go this way, just give it a twist, right? And the reason we do that is it just gets the bows going in different, like the little loops going in different directions, all right? And that just makes it look more like a big floral loopy bow. And you just keep going until you get them all right? That is just one side, see that? Then we go back, now we have the other side to do. Look, there they are, right? Same thing, right? You can work from the inside out if you want to pull the bottom ribbon out first, or the top down, which is probably easier. Doesn't really matter. Just go one side, the other side, one side. Just I like getting my hand in there and just giving it a twist, right? And then pull the other side, do the same thing, give it a twist the other way, keep it going, keep going, and there's the last one. All right, so now you have this, right? And of course you've got to fluff it up, do all the things, and make sure that the bow is twisted in different directions, and you know, whatever, right? And then you have these beautiful little streamers, which you can, I think I was showing this yesterday. Now where did I put my little thingamabob? I have a pastry thingy. Oh, there it is. for rolling out pastry, but you can use anything like this, like a paper towel tube, anything like that. And I just roll these up. Now first I'm going to trim this, okay? And you can trim it after too, right? If it gets to be too long or something, just trim it after. And then I just roll these up. Not super tight, I want to be able to get that out of there. But that wire holds the shape, right? So there you go. I've rolled it up on there. I'm going to pull that out. And then I'm going to go inside and grab that end and pull it out like this. And it gives it this curly effect, right? And you can pull further to curly it more. So it gives these streamer looks, right? So if you ever did curls in your girl's hair, it's kind of the same idea, right? Everything you learned when you were a mom comes back to help you as a crafter. I promise. How to figure out the third arm, how to pin curl. That's what we're doing. So just pull. You're getting a ringlet. Essentially, is what you're doing is you're making a ringlet, right? And then you can make it bouncier. And that wire holds that shape. So, all right, we are getting there. Y'all still with me here? And then I'm going to show you another trick for the bow in a minute. So keep hanging in there. And finish this up. Like I say, this is a live video, so I have to do it all in front of you, right? And that's okay, because the more times I do it, the more chances are you're going to seek to do it for yourself. And you might pick up on something you're like, oh, I missed that the first time, right? Which is always good. So. There we go. Can you all hear my husband in there? Sorry. He's working from home in the kitchen. All right, so see what it does? It gives these cute little streamers. Now you can make them longer. If you've made the ribbon longer, you could definitely make these longer. You could make them go wider with a paper towel roll instead of this thing, right? It just does, I just like how it goes, right? So I'm gonna put this onto my wreath now. This is why I use the pipe cleaner. Look, you can still see the pipe cleaner, right? I'm gonna stand for this down here. I'm just gonna run this through to the back. See my pipe cleaner there? That's why I did it, so you could see it. Right? See that pipe cleaner? I'm just gonna twist it on there now. And nobody's gonna be any other wiser. Now you're gonna use ribbon that, or things that match, but I did it so you could see it. All right, so there's my pipe cleaner. There's my bow. And then I have the streamers if you want them, right? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. That's up to you, okay? So, here we go. Then we fluff the bow some more to get it where we want it. And I've got one more little trick to show you about bows that I really, one of my craft club members and I were chatting yesterday, and she came up with this great idea, and I was like, oh, you are brilliant. So, all right, so you just keep fluffing the bow till you're happy with it, right? You know how that goes. So you've got yourself, look at so far, right? And you could not have those at all, right? You could definitely just do that as a center, right? So I actually don't know that I like those on this, because it kind of takes away from, I think it takes away from the, so just don't bother adding the tails when you're doing the looping, right? I'll save this ribbon for later, don't you worry. All right, there we go. I like that better because it really shows off the shape of the wreath, okay? So just skip the two long pieces if you're gonna make this type of bow, okay? Hopefully you're not trying to craft along with me. You're like, what the heck is she doing, right? All right, so next, and well, there's a couple things you can do, all right? First of all, I probably should have done this first, but you can use some of this snow spray, all right? I'm gonna just gonna, good thing I have a craft room. No, I don't mind if it gets messy. This is that stuff you put on the windows, right guys? Now you could leave it all green. See why this would look good as a white wreath too? Those white wreaths really look like snowflakes. All right, so don't forget to get the ends. Alrighty, so we have this. Look at that, and you can add whatever, hang on, I'm gonna clean up my mess underneath here. It's actually pretty easy stuff to clean up, okay? So, there we go. All right, now, if you want to add just another little bit of one final step, you can, or actually a couple final steps, you can take, I've got different kinds of ribbon here, and what my girlfriend suggested in the craft club was taking the wired ribbon like this, the 1-inch wire, okay, and we cut it in half. You are going to need your glue gun for this. Then we went to the center and we twisted it, okay? And we dovetail these ends. And now you can tuck that in your bow and make it look like this ribbon has been added in the bow. Now I'm going to glue it in there because I want it to stay, right? So basically, I'm just folding a piece of ribbon in half, about probably 6 or 8 inches, all right? Then you can dovetail the ends, the 2 loose ends, like that, okay? And then grab these, because it's wired, and just twist, right? It gives the glue something to hang on to. So I just place these for now until I'm happy with where I want them, right? Just tuck them in. You could just leave them tucked in, but I think they're going to be better off if you glue them in. So, and this just adds more life, I guess, to the wreath. All right, so dovetail the ends, you get 2, just kind of split it apart, tuck it into your bow. It's a great way to fill a bow up too. The other thing you can do is you can just turn it into a loop, and you can add the loops in there as well. Now I need that one to be smaller, right? So I just go further down, and you can just tuck a loop in there, and you can add different colors to your bow. See how that works? It's a cheater way, right? But you know what? Simplest is best in my book. So I hope you think so too. So just all you do for that is fold it over, twist it up, gives you a cute little loop. Then you tuck that in somewhere. You decide. I'm going to tuck that in there. And it makes it look like you put gold in the wreath as well. Okay? And then you just, I'm going to do a couple loops. So, I love this. It just, you could keep adding different colors. So it just helps zhuzh up your bow some more if you want, right? So there's more than one way to do things. All right, so I'm gonna just, I like that. I think this one needs to be, yeah. So I'm gonna grab my glue gun. I've placed everything kind of where I want it. So now I'm gonna just throw some glue on there and get it in there. So, like I said, it's a bit of a cheat, but this is just for me. So, there we go. I'm going to show you the whole thing in a minute, guys, okay? All put together. If this is not for you, you don't have to do this, right? I'm just showing you something that works for me. And I'm not too proud to do this. But you can totally just do the bow. Now I did that bow with 3 layers, if you can see it over here. I did it with 3 layers at once yesterday or the day before. So as a tree topper, right? For a giant, like a Christmas tree topper. All right. We have that, right? There we have it so far. And then if you like, you can start grabbing decorations and popping them in. Like this. You could put in pine cones, Christmas tree ornaments. Oh yeah, I got pine cones here, hang on. So add in your pine cones. Just glue them in. I'm gonna glue that in. It's as much or as little as you like, you know this, right? There we go. I like the red, I think it just pops it, right? You could wire these in as well, depending on your weather, right? So I'm just showing you the quick and simple way. These are from the Dollar Tree, so you can just put some more of those in. What else? You want to add gold stars, things like that. Like you can just go as far as your little heart desires. So I'm going to put a few more pine cones on here because I like the look of pine cones. And in you go. You could put Christmas ornaments on there. So, should I? Yes, I should. Yes, I should. Why would I not, right? The whole point of this is to show you guys what's possible, right? So I'm just trying to get some balance over here now. I like how it's coming out, guys. I really, really do. Okay. You ready for the big reveal? I'm going to see if I can do something fancy. All right. Oh, yes. I want to tell you how to hang it. Okay? So, first of all, I'm going to use this fancy background. Right? That's just for my own purposes. You'll see why in a minute. How you're going to hang this, right? Around the back, you're just going to take one of those green wires, right, and twist it into a circle and wire it back onto the base, and then you can hang it from that. Do you see that? So I'm doing this so it can be seen better. See that? Let me put that down here. Hold on to it. It's ginormous, right? So I have to go way back here. So it's like 2 feet across, right? And there we go. And maybe that's good. So 2 feet across, all the way around. Like I say, do it with white ones or green ones. I'm going to bring this in closer. So add bows, add whatever you like, whatever makes you happy. And there you go, guys. I think she turned out awesome, and I am very proud of this. I think it turned out really, really well. So, all right, I'm gonna try and take some photos of it after and post them on here later. It's pretty big. I'm gonna have to find a setup for that. Maybe on my front door, right? Maybe I can get it on my front door. People, the neighbors are gonna think I've lost my marbles. But okay, so here we go. All right, there's Kim. All right, this is the Facebook shot. You'll see it later. You'll be like, what is she doing? We call it the glamour shot. There we go. Where am I? Oh yeah, I'm in here too.